Welcome back, folks, to Mega Man 8 here on the Heavy Bass channel. Last time, we went through a temple area and faced off against the best boss in the game. Swordsman got his hands on the flame sword, a much better melee weapon than Slash Claw. Fight me. That's my opinion. And there's only one place we can fight. We're going to Africa to fight a very weird and complicated man. This is Searchman. Searchman. Yeah, this one's a weird one. The level's not exactly the most memorable, but there are some convoluted parts of it. So deep in the jungles of Africa is this weird stage. More or less, we're going to be using the laser shot. Because, as mentioned before, this will be the introduction of gorilla enemies, and gorilla enemies are pretty much the bad thing in this game. But with the Thunderclaw, we can skip a good proportion and kill the gorilla enemies with the laser shot. Basically, we just need to go through this. It's a bit of a hectic, a little bit of a climb using the weapons. How much we can do, really. I believe we use the ball, head back up, get that, get some health, and then we are going to head off towards this direction. We're moving on to this one. I believe there are some difficult things in order to get our next present. For instance, we're heading that way. No, we're not going to be able to get all the stuff that's here. But you can see, you can probably tell the reason why this is not so cool. Anyway, Flame Sword destroys barbed wire and everything else. So now we get our handle off first, which is weird because electrified barbed wire, or wires, whatever, is destroyable by Flame Sword. I always say it's a better weapon. In fact, I say it's a better weapon than, say, the Slash Claw, which has its own purposes. The Mega Ball is just basically your de facto reason of, well, essentially getting that. Anyway, we're heading up here. The only reason we had to do was just basically get that energy tank. It is really difficult to platform in this game. Not gonna lie, there are some really difficult platforming in this. This is one of them. We need to time everything correctly, otherwise we're going to have issues. Especially around here. Good lord. This one's going to be a bit of a doozy. I just feel it in my bones. Because even if you get this right, it's still going to be a pain in the ass to do. We just found an enemy that's basically impervious to, well, that. Which is cool. Anyway. This is a weird level. This is one of those multi-story levels. It's a very, very weird one. There's that. Head towards this direction. And I believe we can go through the vines and all that stuff. That goes back the way we came, but we're gonna... Let's just say we have to go up here to find the next, I do not like this bit. In fact, I hate to say that the complexity of this level is probably one of the reasons why I don't like Searchman. I don't. I just don't. In fact, it's a bit of a mediocrity. So we need to combine our weapons here. Use Tornado Hold and Thunderclaw in order to get to this top passage. There we go. I believe the next... Yeah, there it is. There's the next bolt. It's a complicated... Well, complicated mess to get that next one, but we'll be fine at this point, so we're going to go ahead and do so. Now we're pretty much done for 2. I think there's 3. We are going to go, after we're done with the final boss, which is probably going to be the cool one, we are going to go back and get the rest of the items. Which says much, really. We don't know what weapon kills those, but anyway, moving on to the continue point. One of the only few times that we don't fight a mini-boss, which is kind of cool. Anyway, this next bit is where things are a bit tricky. One of the more difficult things in the game, in terms of, well, I say one of the more difficult, puzzles Now we get to do this, and this is where things get annoying. This is not cool. It's still a tricky area to navigate, but you should be alright for now. Mega Ball's rubbish. You should never have the Mega Ball at all. It's only useful is just for the jumping. Everything else, rubbish. Just rubbish. I think that's supposed to be electrified. I think you're supposed to use the Alright, so what you're supposed to do. Open the door, use the Thunderclaw, swing over. Simple, right? Well, I'm gonna say that. The laser just fucks up all the normal enemies. It's a pretty potent weapon. I'm just gonna say that right away. It's a very strong weapon. Pretty much this just makes this game sort of a joke. Probably the reason why many people don't like this Mega Man, because it's a little bit... It's the 32-bit option that no one got used to. And technically at the time, this was the evolution of the franchise. Before 11 came along. Great game. So, the last totem of the level is just that. There we go. So, there's that, and there's you. Head up towards there. Do a bit of that one in life, which we have no need for at this point. To be perfectly honest, it's just been simple and effective easy. It really has been. This game hasn't got really much of a challenge to it. I think, because I definitely see why this was on the lower list. It's fine for its mechanics, but no, it does not. This level just pretty much just wants to remind you you're using Thunder Wave to get through. Anyway, we're at the boss already. If you have a clue what the weapon's going to be, it's Flame Sword against Searchman. It's probably the only reason why you want to do this. Anyway, this one is peculiar because he has two heads. It's the Dodoa method. Two heads is supposed to be better than one, with the radar and shit. Anyway, your objective is to find Swordsman and Searchman. Basically, use the Flame Sword to cut through the bush. You have to avoid this. Homing torpedo. Yes, they basically decided, let's rip off the homing torpedo. It's not the first time the X weapon. This is probably the first time that's happened, because technically, if you think about it, in terms of X weaponry, and he's dead. I was going to say that in the sequel, there are two Maverick weapons that became, well, Robot Master weapons in general. And, yeah, he was an easy bit of a boss. Very easy to beat. Anyway, we gained a camo-colored weapon. The homing torpedo. Serious, it's called the homing sniper, but in reality it's called the homing torpedo. Because really, it's Launch Octopus's weapon, but in Mega Man form. So it's called homing sniper. Basically, it's a homing torpedo. Not cool. Actually, it's not one of the best weapons out there, but we're now getting close to that final boss. There's only one boss left, really, and he's the very peculiar one. So peculiar, in fact, he actually shows up in a sequel game. Yes, he and Tengu Man show up in Mega Man 8.5. Why, you may ask? Well, popularity, and I'll tell you the reason why next time. See you then, folks. Bye for now.